Hi everyone. I know you can't see me in this one. I'm just recording the screen, but I think it's going to be helpful. I'm going to move pretty fast through this because this is the fifth time Miss LaVerry is recording this video. I've run out of time every single time. Hopefully this works. So the word is going to be scuttle. You're going to see it in this version, S-C-U-D-D-L-E in the text. That's the British spelling. We spell it in America and other places with two T's. It means to hurry. So when you scuttle along or you scuttle away, it means you're hurrying away. I have two piglets here. The piglets managed to scuttle away to the barn even though it was snowing. There's a blue line here because it wants me to change it to the way we usually spell it with the two T's. But since the text spells it this way, I'm going to keep it this way so you can get used to it. To scuttle means to hurry. And I picked these piglets because they're so cute, but also they're like hurrying through the snow, right? And it makes sense that they would try to scuttle away to the barn to try to get warmth. Okay. The next word is rummage. The word is rummage. It means to search in an to search in an unorganized fashion. Okay. And that happens in Miss Berry all the time. I'm rummaging through things all of the time. I'm trying to look through a closet and that like I have a coat closet when you first walk into my apartment and I rummage through always looking for like a glove for my boxing gloves or gloves to wear outside or a winter hat to wear. It's been so weird with our weather, so sometimes I'll, walk out of my house really quickly with just a jacket on. But the other day I was rummaging through my coat closet because I hadn't used winter gloves in a while and I needed them because it was so cold, even though it's May. So as you can see in this picture right here, this person is just tossing things out of this box, rummaging through. It's not in an organized way. It's like not very neat. And so that's exactly it. Like when you rummage through something, you're just tossing things to the side in hopes to find something specific. Okay. The next word is hullabaloo. Hullabaloo. And it's a time of wild and crazy madness. I was looking for a sentence that would make the most sense for this one. But I think the one in the text makes the most sense. I'm going to read it out loud. Sophie knew that what the giant said was true. If any person reported actually having seen a giant haunting the streets of town at night, there would most certainly be a terrific hullabaloo across the world. Imagine that. So we know that the definition means a time of wild and crazy madness. I thought this picture showed it perfectly. If you looked out your window and you saw a giant eating human beings and you thought that that happened all the time, of course people found out about it, they would look exactly like these people in this picture. They'd be going crazy. It'd be a time of wild and crazy madness. They would be it'd be demanding of change, like please stop the giants, but also just a lot of fear and people not knowing what to do. Like I can't believe I just saw a giant, which I didn't think was real, eat a human. So it would be a hullabaloo, just a lot of crazy madness going on. People are freaking out. I thought this picture was a great one. A boggle. I mean, the word boggle, the meaning is to be astonished or overwhelmed. Okay. So when something boggles your mind, it's overwhelming your mind. It's like it's a lot. Okay. And so Miss LaBerry in ninth grade, I had a teacher that did 50 questions on a test every Friday. And all of the math equations and tricky questions on the algebra test started to boggle my mind. Every Friday I would be overwhelmed. Every Friday I feel like my brain just was full of things. And even though it helped and paid off, like I thought I was really, I did really well at math that year. It just was a lot for my mind to take in every single Friday, knowing that I would have to sit and take a test for 3 hours. So all of the math equations and tricky questions on my algebra test began to boggle my mind. It overwhelmed it. So boggle means to be astonished or overwhelmed. This is my lovely picture. Hopefully you can remember this. It just is a lot. It's just a lot to take in for your mind. It's the same thing when you hear a lot of noise happening at once. It's like overwhelming. It boggles your mind a little bit. You're like, it's like TV's going on, a radio's going on, someone's talking to you, it's a dog's barking, people are talking outside. It's just a lot to take in. Boggles mind. Okay, The word is guzzle. The word is guzzle. It means to eat or drink something greedily. So when you guzzle something, like Miss LeBerry in my last video I made, you could see me. I was guzzling my water really fast. And water, when you guzzle something, sometimes it spills on you, or you just are like chugging it, and it's just like you're wanting it all for yourself. And same thing in the text, you're going to read about these giants. The BFG doesn't eat human beings, but other giants do, and they guzzle these human beings down. They just toss them down their throat, like nom nom nom, and they eat it all. So when you guzzle something, you're not really caring if someone around you wants some of it, or you're not trying to share. You're just eating really fast and drinking something. You're trying to eat and drink it all. So if you get invited over to someone's house for dinner, it would be pretty rude to guzzle the food or guzzle your drink at the dinner table. Okay? This picture I thought was exactly what it means. It looks like to guzzle something. This polar bear is drinking it, not worrying if anyone's around him needing it or wanting it. Water's spilling out, and he's just going for it. So he's guzzling it greedily. He wants it all for himself. Okay, the next one, runt. The word is runt, an animal that is the smallest in the litter. So Miss LeBerry actually had a dog, a Rottweiler, growing up, and it was the runt of the litter. It was the smallest one. This right here is a runt. This is the brother and sister. So the litter means brothers and sisters. So the smallest one. Miss LeBerry chose the runt of the litter because she wanted a small dog for her apartment. So a runt means the smallest one of their brothers and sisters. Horrid. The word is horrid. Awful or causing fear. Okay, there's so many things that you could use horrid with. If you looked outside and saw a giant eating a human, it would be a horrid sight. That would be a horrid thing to experience and witness, right? Or if you were being eaten by a giant, that would be horrid. Like maybe that's your last thought, like, oh, this is so horrid, as you're being swallowed up by a giant. I picked this picture of a dumpster because I thought it made me laugh. Maybe it'll make you laugh, but no one wants to be in a dumpster. If you fall in a dumpster like this man here, it's definitely going to be a horrid experience. A man fell in the dumpster and said it was a horrid experience. It was awful. Things can smell horrid. Things can feel horrid. Can just be a horrid thing. And I think being in a dumpster, things would smell pretty awful, and you would not want to be in there. Okay, so that's going to help you remember what it means. Like, think about, would it be a good experience or a horrid experience being in a dumpster? Definitely pretty awful, right? So that's one thing. If you saw a giant eating a human, that would be horrid. It'd be awful, and it would make you probably really, really scared. The next word is preposterous. Against common sense, are absolutely ridiculous. There's so many preposterous things that happen, right? If someone told me that we would not be able to go to school, I would be like, that's preposterous. That would never happen. Obviously, that actually happened. But this one, I thought this picture summed up the word preposterous perfectly. These tomatoes are $80. These grapes are $100. These potatoes are $75. I have never gone to Jewel Osco or Trader Joe's or anywhere to get my food and I pay $100 for grapes. It would never happen. That'd be preposterous. Absolutely ridiculous, and it doesn't make any sense, right? Grapes are usually like $2, or you get a tomato for like 99 cents, or you get a bag of potatoes for like $1.50. I am not paying $75 for some potatoes, right? That's absolutely ridiculous. So something that's preposterous means it just doesn't make sense at all. It really probably can't happen. It's really ridiculous. The next word is fib. The word is fib. It means something that is not the truth. I gave a really good sentence that's true. My sister Lisa would always tell a fib, which is a lie, to my dad when she got caught doing something wrong. When you fib to someone or you tell a fib, you're lying. You're telling a lie. So you're telling something that is not true. And this is actually really definitely real. She would do this all the time. Let me fix that. There we go. And the picture is Pinocchio. And we know his nose would grow whenever he would tell a fib. He would tell a lie. And our last one is transfigure. and it means to change something in a positive way. So butterfly can transfigure into a beautiful, I'm sorry, a caterpillar can transfigure into a beautiful butterfly, and that means it's changing something in a positive way. It has changed. You can see all the change happening here. So transfigure. So it's not in a negative way. It's not just a change, and it can't just change in any possible way. It has to change in a positive way. Okay, the last thing I want to say is my secret word is tulip. I got tulips as a gift today, and I wanted to choose that as my secret word. I hope you watched my entire video for vocabulary. Go back through and just go back through over the words. Scuttle means to hurry. Rummage means to search in an unorganized fashion. Hullabaloo means wild and crazy madness. Boggle means to be astonished or overwhelmed. Guzzle means to eat or drink something greedily. Runt means an animal that is the smallest in the litter. Horrid means awful or causing fear. Preposterous means against common sense or absolutely ridiculous. Fib means something that is not true. Transfigure, to change something in a positive way. Thanks so much, guys. Make sure you're doing all of your work so you can be part of the Frozen video parties, the Zoom party on Thursday.